So welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime, and today's story comes from Action Comics number 20, published in January 1940, with story by Jerry Siegel and art by Joe Shuster. With an ominous creaking and snapping, the metal supports of an elevated railway commence to give way, but before the train above can crash to its ruin, a weird costumed figure streaks forward, holds the massive structure erect with his bare hands until the train traverses to safety, then springs out of view before amazed onlookers can stammer questions. Shortly after, Superman, savior of the helpless and oppressed, plummets down from the sky into the protecting darkness of an alley, and there, donning civilian garments, is transformed into the meek Daily Star ace reporter Clark Kent. And now to get that story into print before rival reporters scoop me. Later, in the managing editor's office. Remember, Chief? You promised me a vacation for my next scoop. I'll have to amend that to a vacation mixed with business. Take a train to Hollywood and send back some movie news. And thus does it occur that 2 days later Clark finds himself within the movie capital. This is my press card. Will you permit me to enter now? That's different. Step right in. Clark joins a group of visitors, being guided about the sets. Quiet now. If you are silent, you'll be permitted to watch the filming of a scene starring Dolores Winter. Detected only by Clark's telescopic vision is an intended assassin. Seizing a trailing rope down from the scaffold, Clark jerks, and the assassin careens downward. Look out! If it hadn't been for you, come on, you. Get him out of here. I owe my life to you. How can I ever thank you? By permitting me to interview you. You see, I'm a newspaper reporter. Then I'll expect you to call on me tomorrow night. Next evening. But I tell you, Miss Winters invited me to drop in and... Sorry, she's not seeing you or anyone. You must have misunderstood her. She said I could interview her, and that's just what I'm going to do. Stop, you can't enter. What is the trouble? This fool reporter, he insists he had an appointment to see you. Perhaps you'll set him straight, Miss Winters. I'm not the slightest bit interested in being interviewed, and so good evening. That evening, as Clark retires, I save her life, then she slams the door in my face. It doesn't make sense. Females are a puzzle. Movie queens in particular. Next morning. Extra! Dolores Winters to retire from screen. I'll take one. So she's going to throw a big farewell party on her yacht tonight. Well, I'm not interested. I'll just forget she ever existed. That night, laughing and joking, a gay crowd composed of leading movie actors, writers, directors, and producers loudly climb aboard the Sea Serpent for a huge send-off party. Tell us, Dolores, why are you quitting the screen? You love your work so much it's strange you'd walk out on it. It's really quite simple. Money was my goal. I've achieved enough of it, and so I'm quitting. As time passes, the party grows more and more gay, thus permitting Dolores to slip away unnoticed. Lift anchor, shove off, right away. Look, we're moving out to sea. Let me see. What's the idea, Dolores? I haven't time for a cruise. No? Well, nonetheless, you're going on one. At that moment, several machine-gun-armed men step in and cover the guests. What is this, a joke? If it is, it's certainly a poor one. You will all kindly raise your hands. I get it. This is a novel stunt to liven up the party. I warn you, stand back. Yah! She shot him down in cold blood. And if you others don't behave, you'll get the same medicine. Shipload of celebrities unexpectedly vanish. It has just been learned that the regular crew of the Sea Serpent was fired by Miss Winters just before the yacht's disappearance. This is a most puzzling affair. Aboard the missing yacht. Hand me that microphone. Here's where I broadcast a message that'll startle the world. Attention world. Dolores Winters broadcasting from the Sea Serpent on board my vessel. I hold captive some of the wealthiest people alive, and if their relatives wish to see them again, they'll have to pay plenty. Whew. So Dolores' ransom demands totaled to $5 million. This is the greatest mass kidnapping ever attempted. That evening, as Clark strolls toward Colossal Film Studio, it was announced that tonight's secret instructions on how to deliver the ransom money would be revealed to the studio manager. I'd like to know that information myself. But you can see from my press card that I'm a newspaper correspondent. Even if you were the king of Sam, you couldn't enter tonight. Sorry, those are my orders. Retiring to an alley, Clark removes his outer garments, revealing himself clad as Superman. It's time Superman went into action. Get going. I tell you, no one's entering this studio tonight. You don't say. They say there's an exception to every rule, and in this case, it's me. He landed behind that building. Get him. Hearing the guards approaching, Superman takes a terrific leap that carries him far out of view. I haven't played hide-and-go-seek in years, but it's still a lot of fun. What the? No sight of him. Where is he, Jim? If you ask me, Jim was seeing things out of his own imagination. Superman, a veritable human fly, swiftly scales the side of the studio administration building. Within the studio manager's office, I wish that ransom message would hurry and come. I am rapidly going daffy. The manager's apprehension would have increased could he have seen the fantastic figure regarding him from outside his window. I found my man. Now to enter the adjoining room. What in? It materialized right out of the empty air. It's from Dolores. She says, as Superman concentrates, his X-ray vision pierces through the room's wall, enabling him to read the message over the studio head's shoulders. Place $5 million within a buoy near the Central Lighthouse at 12 o'clock midnight. Dolores. So here you are. I knew I wasn't imagining things. You haven't got me yet. Get him. He's climbing towards the roof. As Superman reaches the roof, waiting guards close in. So long, boys. Better luck next time. Superman's figure sails into the night until it is engulfed in darkness and disappears from view. Did you see that? He whizzed away like a rocket. We must all be dreaming. Later that night, near the Central Lighthouse, just a few minutes before midnight. Here goes. A motorboat speeds through the water toward the lighthouse. $5 million ransom. The girl's mad to demand such a fantastic sum, but what can we do? As Superman sights the approaching motorboat, he ducks underwater to await further developments. A buoy is dropped into the water from the motorboat. From underwater, Superman observes the boat turn and leave. 15, 30, 45 minutes elapse while the Man of Tomorrow remains underwater awaiting development. Can it be that the note was a hoax? When it begins to appear that Superman is in for a fruitless wait, a submarine heaves into view. A ray shoots from the submarine, engulfs the buoy. Then buoy and ransom money, attracted by the magnetic ray, are drawn within the vessel's interior. As the undersea craft moves off, Superman swims after it. Overtaking it, he climbs aboard, then clinging to its side, travels along with it toward an unknown destination. On continues the sub as minutes pass into hours. 2 hours since they scooped up the buoy. Where in the world are we headed for? The enigma is answered as the submarine commences to enter an underwater cavern. Loosing his hold on the craft, Superman looms into the cavern in the sub's wake. Emerging from the air-filled cavern, Superman climbs onto a ledge and regards the scene from hiding. Perhaps I'll soon know the answer to it all. I think in 1940, $5 million probably wouldn't even have paid for the submarine they used to grab the money. Hello, any results? Yes, we've got the buoy. The wealth-laden buoy is lowered into the cavern. Now that you've the ransom money, will you leave, let us go at once? Don't be fools. I never intended to release you alive. Those helmets on your heads are attached to a control board. A fling of this switch, my gullible ones, and you are all electrocuted. Let go of that switch, Superman, but you'll never reach me in time. Tearing off a huge stalagmite, Superman throws it straight and true at the switchboard. It lights all amidst smashed wires. Dolores closes the switch. Why don't you die? Because he broke the electrical connection. And now, you vixen, I'll give you a lesson you'll never forget. Snatching a lighted torch from the walls, Dolores waves it toward the faces of her captives. Back, or I'll burn your faces to a crisp. No, I believe you'd actually do it. Superman has a sudden burst of intuition. Those evil blazing eyes. There's only one person on this earth who could possess them. Ultra. You are indeed perceptive, Superman. You thought you had killed me in our last encounter, didn't you? But look, as you can see, I'm very much alive. But I saw you die myself. My assistants finding my body revived me via adrenaline. However, it was clear that my recovery could be only temporary. And so, following my instructions, they kidnapped Dolores Winters yesterday and placed my mighty brain in her young, vital body. It appears that we're deadlocked. Either you leave or I'll scorch the captives at once. Abruptly, Superman summons all the power of his powerful lungs and blows out the torch from where he stands. You blew it out. And here is where I end your fiendish career of crime. You'll have to catch me first. You won't get away this time. But Superman, once underwater, finds no trace of Ultra. He must have as many lives as a cat. Returning to the surface, Superman finds the prisoners. The prisoners have overcome their guards. Now you raise them. Nice work. You can now enter the submarine and return to land and safety. I guess you no longer have any need for me. Wait, I'll give you a fortune if you star in the movies. Sorry, not interested. When Clark returns to Metropolis and reports back to the editor, you go to the vacation and secure a great scoop. That's what I call being a fine newspaperman. Well, it's the end of a swell vacation and an interesting news story. But is it the end? Did Ultra escape? If so, will he continue his evil career? Only the future can tell. I think that once he switched places with Dolores, he probably had access to at least close to $5 million. So the crime was probably unnecessary.